TikTok is an absolute beast and a game changer if you know how to use the platform correctly. So in today's video, I'm going to share my journey of 17 months being on this platform, of what I've done, the do's, the don'ts, the mistakes, the traps, things you want to consider. I'm going to teach you in this video. But before I do that, I want to show you proof of concept, because I'm a believer in, if you're going to learn something from someone like myself and you're going to stick around in this video, you want to know that I'm doing it, because there are a lot of videos out there, very clickbait, where YouTubers are telling you how to grow on TikTok. But when you look behind the scenes, they're not full-time on TikTok. What they want is they want traffic for their YouTube channel, and they're not really doing what they say on TikTok. So I'm a believer in proof of concept. So I'm going to talk through my credentials and what I've done. It will pop up on the screen perhaps somewhere. I'm going to read it off my phone now. Now, in 17 months, I've generated a following organically of over 324,000 followers. I've done that in 17 months. I've generated over £100,000 in collective revenue. I've generated over 270 million organic views. I've gone full-time into content creation alongside my businesses. I've collaborated now with over 30 paid brands. I've secured 7 retaining sponsors. I've been invited onto television shows such as Channel 4 and Channel 5's Netflix Rich Holiday, Poor Holiday. I've had 4 guest restaurant appearances as of today and 1 free hotel stay. I've done 2 London red carpet events. I've established a new business last year in 2023 called the Breakout Program. I've helped over 30 individuals escape the 9-to-5 and go on to build their own businesses. I've made appearances on more than 16 podcasts, and I've delivered 2 public speaking gigs. I've increased traffic to all my other social media channels, and I've expanded our peak performance events business with many more new attendees. So that's only a small part of the list. And I've helped other people grow organically on TikTok, which I'll pop up around my head. So my credentials are there. So hopefully everything in this video you will take on board, make notes, and then start applying. So look, be careful who you listen to. TikTok is a very simple platform. It wants you to be loyal. It wants you to move with the times as it moves into longer form content, and it wants you to adapt as it makes the necessary changes. So that's just something to be mindful of. Work alongside the platform opposed to trying to make the platform work for you. You know, they're providing a free service for us to use. As they make changes, try to adopt, because all of this jumping on trends and stuff like that, those days are gone. If you see on TikTok now that they've removed certain copyright music that you can't have, you can't jump on these trends anymore. So what it's pushing for is more original content, which is something I adopted quite early on, where basically it's just me talking, not a lot of backing music. And if I did use any backing tunes, it was just like a basic one that TikTok was happy to use and they haven't got rid of on copyright. But I do a lot of original content, and that is essentially like this head talking, information, value driven. Now, the do's and don'ts, I get asked these questions all the time. Don't delete videos. If you really don't like a video being up, archive it and make it private. Deleting videos essentially is telling the algorithm that you might be trying to hack it. You may have created a video, posted it, you didn't get the views that you wanted, and you shouldn't really be focusing on views, by the way. And the algorithm is going, no, you're not going to be hacking this. You're not going to post. You didn't get the outcome you wanted, so you're going to try and post it. And what that will do is that will really affect your next few videos, and you might find that you get no traction at all. So that's something you shouldn't be doing, is deleting videos. Also, when people aren't seeing success on their channel and they're thinking, should I start a new channel then? There's something obviously up, you know, my channel's glitched, or, you know, it's cursed, or I'm in TikTok jail. That doesn't exist. TikTok jail does not exist. It's made up. You might just be really boring. You might be adding no value. You might be providing no information that anyone wants. You know, start self-evaluating. Be your own worst critic. Is the audio good? Are the visuals good? How many times do you post today? How much do you engage with your audience? Out of all the videos you've posted, how many comments have you received? If you haven't received many comments, there's your answer. But also, if you have received comments, my next question would be, how many of those have you replied to? Like, how engaging are you as a creator? So these are all questions you want to ask yourself. I've always made sure that every time I'm producing content, there is some form of a call to action or a push and pull effect. So I show up consistently, posting 3 to 4 times every single day. Okay, it doesn't take that long to create some content. Literally after this YouTube video, with my little plug-in mic, which cost me 25 quid, I'm going to record some TikTok content on my phone. It will take me no more than 5 minutes to do a couple of pieces of content, which I can spread over the day. So be consistent in the quantity that you start posting. Make sure that it engages with people. Make sure it invites people in. Make sure there is a trigger of an emotion happening through the push and pull effect. So when you post, it gets people thinking and it sparks an emotion in them where they think, I have to say something and leave a comment. Again, are your audio and visuals good? If it's not a visually good video or the audio is really bad, people will just swipe, So just be mindful and be a self-critic, actually look at your content and think, would I comment, save and share? Do not focus on likes. I've never focused on likes. So from the moment I started on TikTok, from when I was at 100 followers, I saw this as a long-term brand and business plan. I didn't know that TikTok, when I started, would be moving towards an SEO platform. And what that means is the platform now is going to be creeping up to 30-minute videos where we'll be able to go landscape. And there are a lot of how-to and informational videos now. So a lot of these head talking videos are going to become more popular, more original content. Because what is TikTok's ultimate goal? It's to compete with the mothership, YouTube. So as I said at the beginning of this video, start moving towards that and think longer term rather than the short term, getting a dopamine hit of why did my video not get the thousands upon thousands of likes that I wanted. Don't focus on that and start thinking, how can I use my content to solve problems for not your followers, for your community, potential customers? Remember, when you're building an audience, you are actually creating your own obligation to show up and engage. Again, we need to move away from the vanity metric of, I want likes, I want everyone to love me and recognize me in my local city centre. Come away from that selfish vanity metric and start thinking about, okay, I want to grow my channel, I want a big brand, I want a big business, and I want success where I can generate cash flow which is sustainable in the long term, not just for the short term. What do I need to do? I need to solve lots of problems and I need to add loads of value. So what I'll do is I'll pop it up around my head perhaps, or we'll just have the words somewhere. You need to generate the following in this order: attention, solution, retention, validation equals conversion. That is the formula to success on TikTok and also other social media platforms. I'll say it one more time. You need to grab the attention. You then need to provide a solution once you have the attention, which then will equal the retention of people watching you and listening. And once they watch you and listen for long enough, they start to validate you as the person, the key person of influence, to then which could lead to the conversion into a downloadable, a sale, a new community member, a subscription member, whatever it might be, whatever your business offers or your brand offers as a service or a product, hopefully you get to the conversion phase. Because let's be mindful, there's a lot of volatility in TikTok. Will it be around in the next year? I think it will, by the way. I think this is long term. Statistically, look at the numbers. YouTube started, 17 years ago and has 2.1 billion users per month. TikTok has been around for 7, 8 years and it has 1.5 billion users per month. The numbers, the ratio there is incredible in favor of TikTok. So it's very much on this trajectory, but it's still such an early platform. So let's start working with the platform and let's start moving with the times. There are a lot of people who have buried their head in the sands that started on TikTok and they're really annoyed that the 10, 15-second videos aren't popping anymore. Well, it's like everything else, isn't it? You can either moan about it, or what you can do is you can pull your finger out and you can start adapting and evolving. Slightly off on a different subject. Look what happened to businesses during the pandemic. Businesses that refused to move and evolve ended up liquidating and having to fold because they were just too stubborn to move with the times. So TikTok is becoming a platform of longer form content. So if you want to be paid on the creativity program, you need to do over a minute video. Then it needs to be a qualified video. If you want to start getting more subscription members, you need to start delivering higher value. Why is someone going to pay you £3, £4, £5, £10 a month if they're not getting any value from you? If you want to start funneling people to your back-end businesses or your other social media channels, why will they go through the trouble of doing that if you haven't solved any problems? This video was sponsored by the TikTok Growth Program. To find out more, go to the description. So when I started this video by saying be careful who you listen to, there are a lot of creators out there telling you what we already know, but they're not necessarily doing it. And we need to keep it really simple. We don't need to be looking into fine detail and data. What we need to be doing is showing up every single day, posting 3 to 4 times on the platform, focusing on it, learning perhaps from 2 other creators that are 10 steps ahead of you that are in a similar niche, and learning what's working well on what they're doing, taking those concepts, those blueprints that are out there, and applying them into your niche. And it's really important, and I've said this one before, is that when you identify your niche, you really focus on it for the first 6 months to become an authority figure, a key person of influence. So when people search on the search bar now, you're the person that shows up for that niche. And then what you want to do is build 3 core pillars around your niche. So for example, I have entrepreneurship. So my core pillars around that would be mindset, escaping the 9 to 5, dealing with workplace problems. And I actually now have more core pillars because my account is bigger. So as you become a bigger account, people will follow you easier. That's just the truth of it, right? People like to follow a big account. So now I'm in a position where I can talk about different subjects. I've started to do a lot more day in the lives. I'm doing restaurant visits, hotel visits. I'm doing behind the scenes stuff, and I've still got good retention because my account is bigger. I've validated myself. I've got good credibility and I've got a good reputation. And from day dot, I have kept engagement very high. Even this morning, I was replying to people in the comments because I'm mindful that for me to continue growing and thriving and monetizing and achieving everything that I want in this digital age that we are in, using this incredible platform TikTok, I don't want to overthink things. Aaron, engage with your audience, be loyal, show up, answer their questions that they're taking the time to ask you specifically because they followed you for a reason. Answer their questions, which leads me on to another tip, and you want to write this down. To make it easier for the retention and the engagement for your audience who don't want to go scrolling through your previous feed if they've just followed you, create playlists. Playlists allow your new followers to find one piece of content that they really enjoyed, and then rather than having to search and perhaps getting bored and then they leave, you give them easy playlists where they can be like, I really liked the mindset video. Oh, great, he's got a mindset playlist. Great, I can binge watch that. Or, he was talking about human resources. Well, I've got problems at the moment at my workplace. Great, he's got a human resource playlist. So all of these things you want to be mindful of. So always engage. The other thing is don't overthink your content. Just produce. Analyze it, evaluate it very quickly. Visuals good, audio good, call to action, engaging, push and pull effect, post. And then live stream to give it a boost straight after, and then talk about that post, build some topics around it, do some educational lives. I work on a ratio of 80-20 as a content creator who is full-time, and I'm full-time content creator on YouTube, TikTok, in my business. I'm full-time in this business now, this digital world, and I love it. But you have to get something back, right? There has to be a fair exchange. So I'm a big believer in Gary Vee and Alex Hormozi when they say, give, get. Jab, 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 right hook, over deliver in value. I'm all for that, but at some point you need to ask. So I work on an 80-20 rule, and that is 80% of value for free, 20% ask in return. So for example, if I run a 90-minute live stream, I will give 80% free value, answering questions and all that good stuff. But during that live, I'll have call to actions, which I'm doing my 20%. So perhaps I'll have 5 call to actions over a 90-minute period, and that'll be 5% of call to actions. And that'll be, can you go check out my YouTube channel, link in the bio. I've got a new downloadable, I've got a new ebook, whatever it is that you're pushing or promoting at the time. Remember to ask your audience. There has to be fair exchange. Otherwise, at some point, you're going to hit burnout and you're going to be like, I'm doing all this effort, all this work, all this value, and I'm getting nothing in return. So I work on an 80-20 rule. Now, I have something really exciting coming out. It's called the TikTok Growth Program. This is an all-in-one ultimate guide on how to start, grow, scale, monetize, build a brand, a business that is cash flowing, work with big PR companies, have massive opportunities, expand your horizon in what it could generate for you, how to go mainstream, and how to leverage a social platform, building a spearhead brand, which makes your back-end business cash flow, which could allow you to leave your job, you could change your family's life, you could live more of a time freedom lifestyle and have more financial stability. All of this is going into this program which I'm creating, and it launches on the 18th of April 2024. So whenever you're watching this, it might just be coming out, it may have just come out, or it may have been out for a week or a month, whatever. 18th of April 2024, this launches. There will be a link in the description where you can inquire about getting yourself onto this program. It's very exclusive, it's very unique. I have done everything organically, so I've never paid for ads, never paid for boosts. I've generated organic funnels, which has fed all of my views, or a conversion of my views, a percentage, into my products, services and back-end business, which allows me to live a sustainable life. In terms of pay my bills, I don't have to be in a job, time freedom. I'm at the bottom of my garden at the moment filming this, and that's what it has done for me. And maybe what I'll do is at some point during, I'll pop up just some screen caps of sort of the earnings and stuff that it's done, and maybe a couple of the companies that I've worked with. All of that will pop around my head at some point during this video. Now, this is going to be one hell of a program. It's going to have fantastic results. I promise you that. So if you did want to know more about that, again, I'm going to put it all in the description below. Do not miss out on the chance to invest in something which will give you a fantastic return on investment. And if you've seen any of my content, I'd like to think that you can see I'm very authentic and very transparent, and I've done things the right way. As I said at the beginning of this video, I'm a believer in proof of concept and credentials. I have my credentials, I have the proof of concept. I am living and breathing what I am talking about, opposed to giving you big words, analytics, data, and all this kind of stuff for clickbait. I'm not bothered about that. I built businesses before I became a social media person, content creator, whatever you want to call it. So my life financially was already set up previous to being a content creator. I hope you enjoyed this video. Very real, very authentic, no fluff. Keep it simple. Show up every day, be consistent, be disciplined to be the content creator you want and to generate the results that you would like further down the line, and improve all the time. Educate, research, little tweaks, just show up and do your best and get on camera. Camera confidence. A lot of people are worried about what other people think. Please don't. You should be on camera. We are going into a day and age where everyone will have to become a content creator. There's no denying it. You can't bury your head in the sand. So look, I wish you all the best. Please do like and subscribe. And until next time, I'll see you in the next video.